Hello and welcome back to part 3 of this video series where we're going to continue building our ball rolling game. In this video, we're going to look at how we can create a speed boosting function. So with that being said, let's get started. Now, before the video has begun, I created a material that we're going to use for our speed boost. It's this material right here. It's very simple. You can pause the video and copy this if you'd like, but the essentials of it is that we have a texture coordinates that's being run into a component mask that's stripping out either the U or V values. Then we're timesing that so we can control how many arrows we have in the U or V. And more importantly, we're running this through a panner so it looks like if I move this like this, it looks like the arrows are moving upwards. So I'm going to close this as we don't need it. The next thing we want to do is we want to create our blueprint for our speed boost. So we're going to right click, going to create blueprint class. And we want to choose actor as this is something that's going to be in the world. So we're going to call this BP underscore speed boost and press enter. And we're going to open this. Now we need 3 components inside our speed boost. So the first thing we need a plane. This is what we're going to use to apply our material to. So we can simply click and drag our material on here. And once that's done, we can rescale this to get something that looks a little like this. The next thing we can do is we can add an arrow. Now the reason we're adding an arrow is we're going to use this to determine the direction in which our player or our ball will boost in. So in this case, it's going to boost forward, but later we might want to move this to boost backwards or upwards, left or right. We can do that if we want to. We can just simply change the mesh to represent a little better whatever it is or whatever direction the ball is going to move in. Now for continuity, I'm going to change the color so it matches this gold color we have on our arrows. You don't really have to do that, but that's something that I like to do. And the last thing is we're going to add a box collision. So the box collision is going to be used to determine whether or not the player is overlapping the area that will allow the player to speed boost. So let's match this a little better. Let's pull this out and do something like this. Now you can be more exact if you want. I'm just going to keep this quite rough for now for the purposes of this video. And finally, we can clean this up a little bit by naming these. We're going to call this boost plane. Arrow is fine. Call this collision. It's not really that important that you do this. I just like to keep things a little clean. Now I'm going to make the boost plane the root of the scene, and we're going to save this. And for now, we're done. The next thing we want to do is we want to create a blueprint interface. So we're going to right click, choose blueprints, and we want to choose blueprint interface. I'm going to call this BPI underscore speed boost. Now, ideally, you want to create one of these that has all of the actions that the player can do. But for this case, we're just going to call it BP speed boost, and we're going to use that just for a single function. So let's open this up. And once this is open, what we need to do is we need to create our first function. So we're going to call this speed boost. And it's going to, at the bottom, we can add an input. Now we need to add an input, and the input is going to be this right here, the speed boost that we just created. And the reason for that, if I just copy and paste this, we can see we want to get this and we'll get it as an object reference. The reason we want to do that is we want to access that arrow that's inside of that blueprint when we boost from the player blueprint. So let's save this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and drag this on the top here. So now we have our blueprint for our speed boost. We have our blueprint interface. And the next thing we need to open is our character. So I'm going to go to the folder that has my player character in here. And I'm also going to open this up here at the top. Now, because we created a blueprint interface, we need to implement that interface. In order to do that, we are going to go to the class settings. And here under where it says implement interface, we want to choose add. We're going to type in BPI. And we want to choose the one that we just created, the BPI speed boost. I'm going to save this. And we want to do the same over here for the player. So let's go to the class settings, implement interface, and add BPI underscore speed boost. So what we've essentially done here is we have our blueprint interface here, and then it's going to act as the middle ground or the middleman between these two blueprints, and it's going to allow them to communicate with each other. That's done because we have implemented the interface in both of these blueprints. Okay, so now let's go back to our speed boost and let's select the collision, and we want to scroll down and we want to choose the option that says on component begin overlap. So this means that whenever the player overlaps with this box, we want it to do something. Now, in our case, we want to make a call to that function. So in order to do that, we're going to go back to the function, and you see here it says speed boost. This is the name of our function. So I'm going to copy this, and I click and drag from here. I'm going to paste this, and we can see that we have speed boost, and we have a few different options. We want this one that says a message. And what this is going to do is going to send a message out to all of the blueprints that has this function implemented. Now the target is going to be other actor. And here we have this thing called a new pawn, and that's this right here. We didn't give this a name. Let's call this boost and save this. And this is going to be our input. Let's do that again. There we go. And for this, we just want to type in self. So we want to get a reference to the self. So we can compile that. And for this, we're done. For the speed boost part, we're done. The next thing to do is we need to go over to the player. And now we need to take the speed boost. We're going to right click speed boost. Now we want the event. So now what we've done is over here, we've made a call out to the function. And it says, hey, listen, anyone with this function, let's execute the event for it. And this is where we can add our logic. So the first thing that we want to do is, obviously we want to have an impulse. So by adding an impulse, it means that we can push something in a certain direction. So we're going to type in impulse, and we want to choose add impulse at location. Now, because we're dragging off from this event, it recognizes that we probably want to push some component from here. And here we want to push from the ball. The ball is our player. So we want to say we want to push the player. Now, how do we want to push it? Well, we have two options. We have the impulse. So this is the amount of impulse that's going to be used to be pushed, and the location. So let's deal with the impulse first. So let's create a variable. We're going to create a new variable, and we're going to call this, we'll call it something like boost speed. And let's change the type here to perhaps a float. And we're going to give this a default value of around 20,000, something like that. We might have to change this a little later. So for the impulse, what we want to do is from here, we want to get our arrow. So we're going to type in get arrow. This is going to allow us to get the arrow from this blueprint right here. So this, again, this arrow right here. And what we want to do is we want to get the forward vector. So this get forward vector is going to tell us that this is facing in, as we can see here, the Y direction. And then we want to plug this in directly to location. So this is the location. So the location of the arrow and the direction it's facing. And then for the speed, we want to bring this out. We want to get this, and we want to times this. So multiply by this value, and we want to put this into the impulse. Now, because we're timesing this by the forward vector, it knows that the impulse should be in the forward direction of the arrow. So we can save this, and we should be able to test this now. So let's bring in the asset. So let's go to the speed boost, and let's drag this in over here. And we can see we can just need to push this up a little bit above the ground. Perhaps we can turn off snapping here. And this is going to push us in this direction. Let's do something like this. And we can line this up a little bit. And actually, let's push this. So it's over here. So it pushes us between the boxes. Something like this. And let's press play. So now as we roll over this, it should push us forward. Let's give this a try. And there we go. we've now boosted forward. Now, if we were to take this and we were to make some copies, so let's say we did something like this, and this time we face this direction. As we roll over this, it should now push us in that direction. So if we go like this, see it's being pushed like so. So that's essentially how we create the speed boost here. Now, there are some additional things that we can do to make this look better, and perhaps we'll do that in the next video. For example, as we speed boost, when we reach a certain velocity, we can pull back the camera. This will really enforce the idea of speed, and it's something that you'll see very commonly used, for example, in a racing game. As the car gets faster and faster, it looks like the camera sort of lags behind further and further, and as it slows down, the camera gets closer and closer. So that's a feature we can implement perhaps in the next video. If you want to see that, please let me know in the comments below. And until then, I'd like to thank you for watching, and bye bye for now.